Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, let's jump straight in. We're tackling something called the perception gap in AI today. And the sources we looked at suggest this isn't just, bad predictions. It's described as a rupture.
That's right. A rupture caused by a real mismatch between how we naturally think linearly and how this technology is actually moving exponentially.
Right, exponentially. And that leads to the core question for you, the listener. Why are the very experts building this stuff? Why are they constantly getting surprised by their own progress?
It's a fascinating puzzle. And the first piece really is us, the human factor.
Our brains, you mean?
Exactly. Our brains are sort of hardwired for what sources call the linear gaze. It works great for, say, walking. You walk twice as long, you go twice as far.
Yeah.
Simple, predictable.
Makes sense for the everyday world.
But it leads to this measurable flaw, exponential growth bias. We just consistently, systematically underestimate compounding growth.
Like that old lily pad riddle. If it doubles every day and covers a whole pond in 30 days.
When is it half full?
Yeah, people guess maybe day 15 or 20, but it's actually day 29. Still half empty right before the end.
It completely defies our linear intuition. And here's the kicker. Being a world-class AI researcher doesn't magically fix this.
So even the top technical minds have this built-in human limitation. They're not immune.
Apparently not. The human brain's operating system, so to speak, stays the same. So even their best linear guesses keep getting overrun by AI's nonlinear reality.
Okay, but hang on. If they know about this bias, surely they're trying to compensate, right? Making more aggressive predictions.
They are trying, yes. But the sources suggest even those adjusted, more aggressive forecasts are still falling short. There's something else driving the acceleration.
Which makes AI different from, say, the steam engine or printing press. Those were transformative, but maybe not accelerating in the same way.
Precisely. The difference is what some call a novel engine of acceleration. It's this idea of recursive self-improvement.
Recursive, you mean AI improving itself?
It creates this powerful flywheel effect. AI is increasingly being used in its own R&D to speed things up.
Which sort of decouples progress from just how fast humans can work.
Exactly. It's not just human brain power anymore. A key example is the hardware feedback loop.
Do what?
Well, AI models are actually helping design better, faster, more efficient computer chips. The GPUs and TPUs AI runs on.
Right.
And then those new, more powerful chips are used to train even bigger, more capable AI models, which can then design even better chips. See the loop?
Wow, yeah. A self-reinforcing cycle. And we actually see the results of this in the timeline predictions, don't we? They're collapsing.
Empirical proof is stark. Take expert forecasts for high-level machine intelligence, basically.
Wow.
AI matching human cognitive abilities. In a 2022 survey, the median guess for a 50-50 chance was 2060.
Okay, so decades away.
But then, in a late 2023 survey, just over a year later, that median forecast had jumped forward 13 years to 2047.
13 years shaved off the median estimate in roughly 1 year. That's incredible acceleration.
It is. And if you look at the CEOs of the frontier AI labs, their timelines are often even shorter.
Right, I saw that. Anthropic's CEO talking about maybe 2026. OpenAI's Sam Altman framing superintelligence in terms of thousands of days, much sooner than 2047.
And part of this constant surprise, this inability to predict accurately, comes down to emergent abilities.
Emergence. That's when models suddenly gain new skills, right? Skills they weren't explicitly trained for.
Exactly. Like suddenly being able to write decent code or reason through multiple steps. These things often just appear once a model gets big enough, past a certain scale threshold.
Which breaks any attempt at simple linear extrapolation of progress. It makes the future capabilities kind of unpredictable.
Perpetually surprising, yes. And this connects directly to the societal risk. This whole situation creates what the sources term the clock-speed mismatch.
Clockspeed mismatch, meaning?
Meaning our human institutions, government, laws, education systems, they operate on a slow, linear timescale. Deliberative, incremental.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Legislation takes years. Curriculum updates, too.
But AI development is moving at digital speed. Hyper-rapid. Exponential. There's a fundamental mismatch in how fast things are changing versus how fast we can adapt institutionally.
Okay, so let's bring this home for the listener. If we're constantly underestimating the speed of AI progress,
That we're automatically underestimating the shock to society when these changes hit, the scale of disruption.
right, so things like massive workforce retraining or figuring out new social safety nets, if those things are needed, we can't afford the usual slow, gradual policy approach.
Absolutely not. The sources argue it requires almost emergency-level urgency. A wartime footing, perhaps.
So the key takeaway is we need to ditch the linear thinking. Stop trying to predict the future like it's just more of the present.
Yes, move from prediction to dynamic preparation, preparing for discontinuity, for rapid, profound change.
Okay, let's end with a final thought for you to consider. One source highlighted a fascinating study. It found that software developers using certain AI coding tools actually took 19% longer to complete some complex tasks.
Longer. But didn't they feel more productive?
They did. They still believe the AI helped them overall, which suggests maybe there's this huge amount of raw AI capability being built up that isn't yet fully integrated into complex real-world workflows. There's latent potential just sitting there.
Okay.
So the provocative question is, what happens when AI systems become more agentic, more capable of acting autonomously and using tools effectively? What happens when they suddenly unlock all that accumulated latent power and deploy it across the economy all at once?